Yeah, first gear is a little bit much. Second gear is not quite enough. We'll go up into the Withlacoochee State Forest Richland Wildlife Management Area. This is on State Road 50. I guess you would call this Brooksville. This entrance goes up to a little pit. I've ridden up here before on the Honda, and the pit's pretty cool when it starts to dry up and you can ride around through it. It fills up with water during rainy season. Alrighty, let's see. It's a little bit, I know that these stock tires will not fare well in this mud, so I'm not even going to try to push it. Now let's see. We can't really do a lot of riding through here. And I've also ordered a new exhaust can. This comes fairly quiet from the factory, and like a little bit louder, a little bit more breathability. So I went with a Kelvik. Never owned one of their cans before, so we'll see. That looks like it might be fun. I think on the right side, these stock tires will probably grip that well enough. Yeah, it's not too bad up here. I've seen it worse. Whoop, no problem. Sailed right up there. It's not flooded, but it's overgrown. Yeah, I think this is going to be a fine bike. Do a few tweaks to it, a few modifications, try to get that power band sorted out a little bit. That stock exhaust is so weak. It'll sound a little bit better as it burns in, but it's got no throat to it right now. My gears should be here tomorrow. I ordered them off Amazon. I just went to the JT Sprockets website and found some that fit. Ordered them off Amazon simply because they ship quicker. Oh, I just ran over a snake. Poor little fella. It was a black snake. I like black snakes. They're good guys. So actually these Dunlop stock tires, they're not terrible. They're not going to handle any mud or even probably sugar sand very well. But they're going to do fine for this kind of riding. Let's go back and see if the snake made it out. We'll stop and do a little bit of a walk around this bike. Show you what she looks like. Clicks. I think I'm gonna name it Clicks. Yeah, he's gone. Snake's gone. Oh yeah, I'm quite pleased. I'm gonna have to stand up. Yeah, first gear is a little bit much. Second gear is not quite enough. The 13 tooth alone will fix that. All right, so we're getting a little sandy here. I don't know how the tire is going to handle it, but man, I love that new bike smell. So the bike idles at about, what is that, 1200 maybe? So watch, I let it out, no gas. It dies right there. You can't even let it out to idle speed. No. Tree branch to the face didn't feel too good. A lot of rocks in this trail. Power of the 300 seems to want to try to overcome the gearing. And by that I mean in second gear right now. When I try to gas it to pull myself up a little bit, it wants to bog, but the 300 is strong enough to overcome that, whereas the Honda, when it was in stock form, it struggled a little bit more. Now, some of the things I'm going to add to this, I got to put a bash plate on the bottom. Not because we have a lot of rocks here in Florida, but any rock hitting the bottom of your engine case is not a good thing. So I will put something on there. I understand, several people have said it, that most of the parts, body-wise anyway, from the KLX300, the dual sport, will fit this 300. I don't know if it's true. Yes, it's getting better already. There must be too much slack or something in this clutch. Look how much that seems like a little bit too much slack. Here we go. Here's the KLX300D, 300 Delta. We're looking at Stock tires are 4.60 by 18 in the rear. They are Dunlop D605. I hear a lot of things about Dunlop D606, right? So D605s are what these are. Should be a little bit less impressive, I suppose. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of motos, tractionators, so that's what I'll be putting on here. I don't know. I'm a little torn. I'm gonna ride this for a little bit more in the sand, see how it does. They actually don't look horrible. There's a lot of blocks in a little space, so I don't know. They might not hook up too well in the sand, but maybe I'll ride on the street a little bit more. That was the one drawback. I could ride on the street with the motos, but I always felt like well, first of all, they're noisy, but I always felt like I was wearing them out a lot faster than necessary by riding on the street. So I would literally only ride from my house to the woods, and then the woods back to the house. I wouldn't take that bike anywhere. It's the same in the front. The Dunlop D605F. I think that was a G in the back. And this size up front is a 3.0 to 21. 3.0 by 21, I guess you should say. It's a pretty standard size tire for a bike this size that's meant to do some off-road riding. Back up in here, you've got your radiator. Oh, I see now there's a cross pipe, because one half is here and the other half is over here. So there's your radiator. Look at this. In stock form, here's your coolant line. And that's all exposed. There's nothing covering that. Both these coolant lines, there's nothing covering those. So you're riding through here and a branch comes up here. I don't think it's going to take much to tear one of those off. So I'm hoping whatever bash guard I get will come up high enough, at least to cut down on the exposure of these hoses. If it came out a little bit to the side and a little bit, like maybe up to even just here, just so I'm dealing with a little bit. And then, this bracket here is going to help hold it in place a little. Oops, I burned my glove in the pipe. That sucks. For the horn, I'm going to guess the horn at some point. I'm going to lose it. I may have to relocate it somewhere. The horn, I think, may not carry out as well, but wouldn't it be better if it was up here? Something's going to tear that off or bend it. Up under here, which looks like it might be a little bit more easy to get to than the Honda. Here, take off quite a big plate on the Honda. Your 13.2 sprockets up there. Gonna guess this is an oil level sensor. Again, what's it gonna take to rip that off? Gotta have a bash plate that covers those things. A tie down here, a guy on Facebook mentioned it to me when he saw the picture of my bike on the rack bringing it home from the dealer. He said there was handy tie downs here, and sure enough there is. There's one here and there's one on the other side. Well, I know there's one here. I think there's one on the other side. You just tie right down from there. Pretty cool. This is nothing but a cover. It covers the coolant reservoir. On the Honda, this was a actual compartment. Put your key in there and you turn it and open it, and your handbook was in there. The handbook, or I'm sorry, the toolkit. The toolkit is in this kit, this little thing that they mount. And on the Suzuki, or the Honda, it was inside of a cover. This is really useless. The only thing it can fit, my phone is in there along with the toolkit. That's it. You can't fit nothing else in there. So that's coming off. A proper rack will go on there, and I will put some kind of bag when I'm wanting to carry something. So that's it. That's what I think of it. That's what it looks like when you get it from the showroom. I'm going to do another video where I go over the sale of this bike. My experience with the dealership. I might even go over the actual contract, the bill of sale. Show you what the different fees were. If I end it here, then I end it here. Thanks for watching, and come back again and see me soon. See ya.